Today, we're looking at how you can make broccoli salad.
Mouth-watering family recipes, easy-to-make meals, humor and faith fill the inspiring show Dano on the Counter. Born with only half a spine, Dano Burkhardt was never supposed to be able to hold his head up. Despite countless surgeries, a stroke, leg amputations, and kidney transplants, Dano developed a contagious love for life. Join Dano as he shares his easy-to-make dishes and the hope that keeps him pushing forward.
For broccoli salad, you'll need 3 broccoli florets, half of a red onion, 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, a pound of thick-cut bacon, and for the dressing, you'll need 1 cup of mayonnaise, 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, a 1/4 cup of sugar. You know, I always find it funny that on my driver's side, the floor mat always seems to get dirty, even though I never put a shoe on it. So next we're gonna make broccoli salad. So we need broccoli, of course. They sell this stuff by the pound. So my nan always tells me, you buy just the heads and you look for the ones that don't have the extra stem on them because nobody eats that. You just pay for that. So you're gonna need 3 of these. Next, red onion. On our way we go. Alright. So we need thick cut. Just a pound of bacon. Dad always says look for one that doesn't have a lot of fat on it. You don't want to pay for fat again, so. Doesn't matter. When you're baking cheese, you want to use the grate your own because it's not as greasy. But when you're mixing it with something cold, you're not going to really melt it. Bags of cheese is easy. Something to grab. It's actually fine. So we'll grab a cheddar, like little thick pieces, and we're good to go. So I didn't buy the dressing for the broccoli salad because I have it at home. It's just mayonnaise, sugar, and vinegar. I remember it as like 3, 2, 1. So it's going to be a cup of mayonnaise and then 2 tablespoons of vinegar and then the 1 tablespoon of sugar. And then depending on how sweet or sour you like it, some people like it extra sour, some people like it extra sweet. You could add more sugar or add more vinegar and how thick you want your sauce. But I'm going to suggest when you make it that you let it sit overnight. It's actually better the second day than it is the first day.
Hi, my name is Thad Dick.
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
And our family is here for your health.
If you're considering a lift chair, call or stop in and see us at Dick's Home Care. Our chairs come in a wide variety of fabrics and finishes. We even have chairs that are able to be closer to your wall in case you have a small space.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Impact Productions, a multi-layer technology company providing on-site, online, and in-studio video services. Contact Impact Productions to capture your story.
All right, guys, so we're back in the kitchen here, and we're gonna make our broccoli salad. So let's start by chopping our broccoli. Like I mentioned at the stores that you wanna buy the broccoli with the with hardly any stem on it because you don't want to be paying money for that stem. So you cut that off, and that's pretty bitter. Nobody really likes that. I'm just gonna chop this really, really fine. And this is a family recipe that we had, that my great aunt Phyllis used to always make. She used to put raisins in it. I'm not a big fan of that, but you can add different things, anything you want. You can add tomatoes, you can add nuts, any kind of raisins or what have you. I've even seen where people put cauliflower in it. But this is a big hit. I take it to work whenever we have company parties, get-togethers for birthdays or what have you. Everybody seems to like it. And this is something you can make the night before as well. Keep it in the fridge. It'll last a couple days in the fridge. Sometimes it's even better because the dressing that we make with it soaks into that broccoli. All right, so we got our broccoli finely chopped. This is about 3 heads of broccoli. And then we're gonna chop our onion next. Set that aside. And then we're just gonna dice or finely chop a red onion. Now I'll probably only use half of this because I don't like it real oniony. That onion flavor that lasts all day, especially when you're at work. So I'll probably only use half of this. But it's up to you. If you like a lot of onion, by all means, do the whole thing. So we'll just peel that, set some of it aside. We'll dice this up. You want to make it pretty fine because you don't want somebody to get a big old chunk of onion. You could even throw this in the food processor if you wanted to, but it's just another dish you have to do, so it just takes a couple seconds to chop this up. So we'll get this all chopped up. Run our knife through it a bunch of times until it gets real small. So now we have our broccoli chopped, we have our onion chopped. We're just gonna mix that all together. We're gonna toss that together. Careful not to hit your head. So we'll toss this together. And then we're gonna add our cheese. And I like a lot of cheese, and I buy the thick shredded cheese because I like that extra flavor, and I want the cheese to disappear in the salad. So this is about 2 cups. And we'll add that as well. Put that in there. All right. And then next, we're gonna make our crispy bacon to chop up and put inside our broccoli salad. All right, guys, so now we're gonna fry our bacon for our broccoli salad. A little trick somebody taught me is that to buy it from your butcher or buy it from the case. A lot of times you can get it cheaper than if you buy it already pre-packaged. We're gonna use about 1 pound of bacon, and we're just gonna fry it up in here in the skillet. You don't want to crowd your pan too much because it will splatter. And when you're cooking this close as I am, you don't want to hurt yourself. So we'll start with like 3 or 4 pieces. And it'll shrink up and shrivel up as you cook it. So we'll just fry this up. And one thing is to when you're frying your bacon for a salad like this, when you're gonna put dressing on it, you wanna make it crispy. If it's gummy and chewy, once you put it in that liquid, it's gonna get soggy, it's not gonna be good. So you wanna make sure you crisp it up really nice. All right guys, welcome back. We took our crispy bacon out, we drained it. As you can see, it's nice and crispy. And now we're just gonna chop it up and add it to our broccoli, onion, and cheese mixture. Now, you can do this by cutting it, but sometimes it's easier just to break it when it's this crispy. So you can just break it off. And I like kind of big pieces. I don't want it too fine. I want to taste the bacon that's in it. Then we're gonna toss this all together. And then we'll make our dressing. And you can make your dressing ahead of time. It's pretty simple. You just need your mayo. I use red wine vinegar. Some people use apple cider or white vinegar. It's your preference, really. So we got our bacon in there. We'll set this aside. We'll make our dressing, and then we'll put it all together. All right, guys, so now we're gonna put together our dressing. And our dressing is gonna be mayonnaise. So it's gonna be 1 cup of mayonnaise. It's gonna be 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And then you're gonna use a 1/4 cup of sugar. Now, like I mentioned before, depending on how tart you want it or how sweet you want it, you can add a little bit more vinegar or a little bit more sugar. So we'll put a 1/4 cup of sugar. A little bit more. And it doesn't have to be exact. Like I said, you're gonna add more later if you want to. I'm gonna add your vinegar. That's 3 tablespoons. There. And then a cup of mayo. It's gonna be pretty close to this whole jar. About 3/4 of it, anyways. And then just gonna mix this all together. Doesn't it look good? Trust me, it's awesome. It's always a hit whenever I make it. Now, if you find when you get this all done and you want it a little bit more wet, you can double it. We're just gonna whisk this together and make it a smooth dressing. Get that, all the little lumps of mayonnaise whisked in there. And then, like I said, you can do this the night before. And you can add cabbage, cauliflower, whatever you feel like, whatever your favorites are, shredded carrots. So that's the dressing. At this point, you can taste it and then add more sugar or more vinegar to it to your liking. You just want this nice loose consistency here. And then you're just gonna pour it on top of your vegetables and bacon and your cheese. Toss it all together. And then put it in a serving bowl. Put it in the fridge. Or I would let it in the fridge probably a couple hours just to get it nice and cool. And then serve it. So we have our salad. We'll add our dressing. And then we'll just mix it all up. Toss it all together. Make sure you coat all that broccoli and cheese. A lot of times I'll put this in a aluminum container that you can take somewhere, take it to a potluck, what have you, and just leave it behind. 9 times out of 10, it's all gonna be gone. You're not gonna have any leftovers. So as we have this all mixed together, you can see how it's all coated. Cheese is in there, the broccoli's absorbing some of that dressing. And then we'll put it in the fridge and let it sit. It's ready to go, quick and easy. And it's delicious. So I'm gonna pop this in the fridge, guys. And I'll meet you in the living room. And we'll have a little chat, little Dano talk for this week. And hopefully give you guys a little inspiring message for the week. We'll see you in there.
Made by Vogel is a father and son business that produces high-quality handmade wooden products such as cutting boards, bowls, bottle stoppers and more. Products for sale can be found on their Etsy site or in downtown Altoona at the Clay Cup. You can't go wrong buying from Made by Vogel.
Hi, my name is Dad Dick,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
One of the biggest benefits we have here at Dick's Home Care is the Bruno Stairlift. Basically, the Bruno Stairlift is built right here in the USA. It is constructed of aluminum track with steel gear rack. This machine is reliable and they back it with their 100% warranty lifetime.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
So thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys joining me here in my living room today. I just want to share with you guys a quick story about something that is that really affected my life and my spiritual life and made me more dependent on God at an early age. And that was when I was in 2nd grade. I had finally come back to school after having my major surgery, after having my legs amputated. And here I've been around my family for that first year, and I'd kind of going to church and people that knew me, but then going back to school and seeing how people were going to treat me different. And this was something that was a real struggle for me in the very beginning. I don't share this story a whole lot, but I think it's important for you guys to understand how I dealt with this, and maybe it can kind of help you guys overcome those difficult situations that you're in. You know, I was the guy in a wheelchair before, you know, and now I'm this guy with no legs. And it doesn't seem like a big difference to people, but when you're that person and it's getting pointed out to you in a young age all the time, everywhere you go, people are pointing at you and saying, "Oh, look, that guy doesn't have any legs," you know, or that guy, where are his legs at? You know, little kids, you know, things like that, which don't bother me now. But back then, I didn't understand what that meant to be different from everybody else, you know, and that was a real struggle for me, especially when I went to school, because I had a great group of friends, don't get me wrong, but there were a lot of things that I couldn't do because I was in my wheelchair all the time and I didn't have legs. Obviously, I couldn't run and play some of the sports that I wanted to, that my friends were doing. and sometimes they didn't include me in things that really I wanted to be involved with, but I couldn't because of the limitations of my chair and things like that. And this was a really hard time for me personally, and in my faith, because I had known God had brought me to this point. He got me through this major surgery, but where was he when I really needed him to heal me, so I wasn't that person that was left out, and the person that wasn't included anymore. And I remember coming home from school when I was real young, coming home in my bedroom all by myself and just crying. It almost makes me cry even thinking about it today. But just sitting there alone and just crying out to God, saying, God, heal me. Why did you make me this way? Why me, Lord, kind of thing. Like we all do. We all question those things. And I remember crying, and and I had faith in who God was, and I knew He wanted the best for me, and I heard all the stories that He had done for other people. Obviously, my faith in coming to know God and what He's done in other people's lives. I was like, why isn't He doing this for me? Why can't I just be like everybody else? Why can't I be normal? And that was really tough for me. And I would cry and I would pray, and I'm like, God, just heal me. Give me my legs back. And I remember thinking God was a magician. And I would pray, and I'd be like, okay, God, when I say amen, I just want you to put my legs back on. And I would say amen and look down, and nothing would happen. And then I would say, well, maybe I'm just praying. I'm using the wrong name for God. And I would say, Heavenly Father, Jesus, or Jehovah God, or all the names that we know for God that we have, and I'd pray, and then nothing would happen, and it was at that point that I really realized that God wasn't going to provide that miracle that I wanted, but He was going to provide the tools that I needed to overcome. So there I was, just facing this challenge in my own life about where I stood in my faith and relying on God to get me through things. And I learned in Sunday school, Philippians 4:13, that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, right? And that was something that my parents had instilled in me. It is something that I had learned in Sunday school, and something that my parents had always taught me, but I didn't know how to implement this verse in my own life, and how God was going to show His strength in me, and how He was going to give me the strength to endure. And I think that's so important for us, is that, we look at this verse and we think, oh, well, we can do anything and everything, right? That's like the get out of jail free card kind of thing, like that we can just, pick anything up, and we can create our own miracles and get through anything. But I don't really think that's what it meant. It's more that God is going to give us His strength, right? So He's going to give us the tools that He feels that we need to get us through things. And that's something that I had struggled with at that point, and even today, even things that come up in my life, I'm like, all right, God, I need your strength here, to help me to endure, not this instant miraculous miracle that we all want. It was just that He was going to give us the strength to endure the struggle that we're in. And yes, He's powerful enough to give us that miracle, and He's powerful enough to heal us all and give us everything that we want. We get that mentality that God is almost like like I said, a magician or a Santa Claus or whatever, that gives us everything that we need. But He's really more about us drawing on our faith in Him and putting all of our trust in Him, that He's going to give us His strength, His power to endure. And I think enduring is the most important thing that we can learn from all of our situations that we've been through. And we build on that faith in that our relationship with God as we get through those trials. And as a young kid, I was, bullied or left out, but I was able to overcome those things, and that helped me get through the next thing that God had brought to me in my life. And I think that's the whole point of our relationship with God, is that we are building our relationship through the things that He brings us through. It's not a one and done kind of thing. It's a journey. It's a life of trusting Him to get us through everything that He brings in our life. And I think that's so important for us, and something that we can all use in our daily lives to help us get through the small things and the big things. It's not just a bad diagnosis or losing a job or a relationship or anything like that. it's those little things just to help us get through like a bad attitude that we have in the morning. You know, that, hey God, I really need your strength here to get me through this bad temper that I'm in. You know, this mood that I'm in at the moment. You know, somebody just cuts you off and you're upset about it. You know, but I think the more that we rely on God, the better attitude that we're going to have, and the better we're going to be able to show Christ in our own lives with others. And that's what I think is so important for all of us to know, that maybe we're not going to get that miracle that we all want and we've been praying for in our relationships and our finances and in our health and things like that. But God is going to give you the strength and the courage, the determination, and to help you get through those situations. And that's why I want to encourage you guys today, is that you might not see that miracle happen for you today, but don't lose hope. Be encouraged in who God is, that is, He is with you. He's going to guide you and lead you in everything, and He's going to give you the strength to endure. I think that's so important, that if we draw closer to Him, we really can draw on our faith in our own lives, on who God is, and draw on His strength to get us through those tough times. And that's really what I want to share with you guys today, is that don't lose faith, don't lose your courage in who God is. That even though you don't see your miracle today, just know that He's with you. He's not gonna. He only wants the best for you, and that He's gonna give you the tools to overcome and get through that challenge that you might be facing today. Hey, thanks guys for joining me today here in the living room. Hopefully this message is encouraging to you today, to keep your faith. Always trust God, that He has His best intentions for you in your life. And that's what I had to share with you guys today. So let's go enjoy that broccoli salad. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us today here on Dano on the Counter. I got my crew here, and we're going to enjoy this broccoli salad that we made today. And hopefully we'll see you next week on Dano on the Counter. For more information about me or the show, you can find us online at danoburkhart.com or on Facebook and Instagram.
Dick's Home Care can help you stay mobile. Dick's offers a full line of scooters to help with mobility both inside and outside your home. Take your scooter with you wherever you go with a scooter lift from Dick's. They are available for most vehicles. If standing or sitting is becoming difficult, a lift chair from Dick's will make life easier. There are many styles and sizes to choose from. And Dick's honors warranties and service on what we sell. Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Hi, my name is Dad Dick,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
Purify O3 is the simple, effective way to clean your CPAP or BiPAP. It provides hospital-grade sanitation, killing 99.99% of bacteria and germs with the touch of a button. Everything you need comes in one affordable kit for just $1.90. It's available exclusively at Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in home medical equipment.